In this video, I want to talk to you about the desire to smoke and why the desire to smoke is what keeps people trapped in that smoking habit, and why it doesn't matter if you're doing cold turkey, nicotine replacement therapy, cutting down, cutting back. If you don't get rid of that desire to smoke, you will eventually fall back into smoking again. And I want to tell you a little story. About 10 years ago, I was working with somebody. This was before I was a hypnotist or a hypnotherapist or even thinking about being a hypnotherapist. I was working with someone and she was always trying to quit smoking. So the way that she always chose to quit smoking was to cut back. So she would always be cutting back and she would always be proud of herself. You know, she would always come in and she'd say, I'm down to like one cigarette a day. This is awesome. I'm really beating this addiction. And it would eventually result in her having a bad day, and then she would buy a pack, she'd smoke the pack, and she'd fall back into that smoking habit. And this was the pattern that she was in, where she wanted to quit smoking, she'd cut back, and she'd feel really good about it, and then she would have one bad day, and she would start smoking again. So this went on for some time. And then eventually, one day, she came in, and she said, "I've quit smoking." And I could see it in her eyes, that she was serious, that she had quit smoking. And I knew that something had happened. So I said, what happened? And she said, well, I basically went to the hospital because I couldn't breathe. I couldn't get oxygen into my lungs. And it was so scary. I never want to feel that way again. It was the scariest moment of my life. And it's just not worth it. I quit, I'm not doing it anymore. It's not worth the little bit of pleasure that smoking gives me. And like I said, I could see it in her eyes that she'd done it. She had quit smoking. And 10 years later, she is still a non-smoker. And the desire to smoke was completely gone. And so when I talk to people and I ask them why they want to quit smoking, a lot of them will say because the money would be nice, to have a little bit of extra cash, and I want to live longer and I want to see my kids grow up, and kind of the typical answers. But without a real emotional reason why, they won't stop that desire to quit smoking. Eventually they will start smoking again because they will have that stressful day where they just need that smoke and they feel like the smoke is giving them something and the desire doesn't go away. So I really want to ask yourself, what is that emotional why? Is it for your health? Is it for your kids? What is it that you can really connect to and really hold that as your emotional reason why of why you want to quit smoking? And I really challenge you to think about this and to find out what that reason is and hold that close to yourself and use that as the reason to quit smoking. Anyway, that's it for this video. Let me know how the smoking journey is going for you. As always, I'm rooting for you, and I'll see you in the next video.